With Bruce Paige and Heather Foord, this is National 9 News.
Gold and an Olympic first for our horsemen in the three-day event.
Redcliffe celebrates as Lethal Liesl takes silver in the pool.
Prison escapees hijack games officials. Good evening.
Good evening.
4 Aussie horsemen have taken gold and made games history. Our equestrian squad won the three-day team event, their third victory at 3 consecutive Olympics. And one of them, Andrew Hoy, now joins the great Dawn Fraser as an Australian sporting legend.
The 4 men in our equestrian team weren't the only ones riding high. Thousands of supporters again poured into the equestrian centre, and to them, gold was never in doubt.
I think the Aussie will win by miles.
After performing well in dressage and cross-country, there were some anxious moments in the show jumping.
Oh my God.
But Matt Ryan, Philip Dutton and Stuart Tinney maintained Australia's lead over Great Britain, leaving Andrew Hoy to secure victory.
Wonderful, and that's the gold medal for Australia.
It's the first time a three-day event has been won by the same nation at 3 consecutive Olympics. A 5-time Olympian, Hoy joined swimming legend Dawn Fraser as the only Aussie to win 3 gold medals in the same event at 3 games.
Oh, it's just fantastic, especially to do it in front of the home crowd like this.
For Andrew Hoy, it could be a double celebration at these games. Hoy begins his individual campaign tomorrow, where our highest-placed rider in the team event has another great chance of Olympic gold. For teammates, their competition is over and the celebrations have just begun.
I mean, it was 4 years ago when we said, right, let's make a mission, let's try and create history. We've been saying that for 4 years.
This crowd, that doesn't get any better than winning in front of this crowd, I'll tell you.
I mean, this is what I was after, so I've got one now, so it's great.
Clinton Fletcher, National 9 News.
6 months ago, very few people outside the Redcliffe League Swimming Club had ever heard of Liesl Jones. Now the whole world knows of a superstar in the making who has her first Olympic silver medal at the age of just 15.
It's only a small club, but the spirit's enormous, and when 2 of their own are racing an Olympic final, young and old came out in force to cheer Liesl and training partner Tani White. Everyone at the Redcliffe Leagues club felt the tension as the big moment for their favourite daughters arrived. However, by the halfway mark of the race, a medal wasn't in most people's reckoning. Liesl, though, had eyes on gold.
She's got a great finish, so come on, Liesl.
Home bush and hometown support willing her on.
Jones with 10 metres to swim, trying to claim them. One's in front, Jones is lunging, one in front, gets there. Jones for silver.
In the end, she fell agonisingly short, but her silver reward indicating the arrival of a new star.
Yes, I'm holding it very close, so it'll be locked up in a safe for a little while.
Coach Ken Wood, as down-to-earth a character as you'd wish to meet, likens Jones's competitive approach to that of swimming legends Tracy Wickham and Ian Thorpe.
As she got out of the semi-finals, she went, I'm going to show no mercy to anyone tomorrow. And I said, well, don't say that too loud.
Wood isn't afraid to predict even bigger things ahead.
There could be some world records around the corner if we just take it steadily, you know, even at the state titles.
For the moment, the girl who turned 15 just a fortnight ago has her eyes on more immediate commitments.
Well, I have to get back focused pretty well, so because I got the medley relay on Sunday.
Andrew Slack, National 9 News.
Well, maybe they were out celebrating our medal-winning performances, but swimmers Anna Windsor and Melanie Dodd weren't in high spirits today. They've been reprimanded for breaking the Australian team curfew. Last night they were away from the Olympic Village for what officials call an extended period. In the men's pool, Ian Thorpe has finally met his match. Dutchman Pieter van den Hoogenband equalled his own world record to take the gold in the 200 freestyle. Thorpe had to settle for silver.
Thorpe's extended family turned up at Olympic Park full of hope and bravado.
Thorpe's already won the gold medal. All he's got to do is jump in the pool.
With Thorpe's house overflowing, the next best thing, the big screen in the Aquatic Centre's backyard. Inside, Pieter van der Hoogenband was completely at home as he turned in front on the final 50.
Van den Hoogenband.
The expectation that Thorpe's famous 6-beat kick would overpower the Dutchman never eventuated.
Van den Hoogenband will take the gold.
Thorpe eventually did catch van der Hoogenband. His swim might not have been what he wanted, but his class never failed him.
He just swam so well and I wasn't able to match it, so it was a great race and I really enjoyed it.
The Australian coach was just as succinct.
You know, tonight the best man won.
Even though outnumbered, the Dutch stood tall, as did their man.
Today I was a little bit faster and I won the gold.
Then, getting it all in perspective...
life goes on.
Indeed it does. In the pool this morning, a disappointing first leg of the men's 4x200 relay for Grant Hackett, finishing 5th. His form causing concern.
But I don't feel any worry right now at the moment, but I think the next couple of days are important for him.
Australia eventually had an easy win and are favoured for gold tonight, but Hackett could lose his relay spot to Daniel Kowalski. The other three to be Bill Kirby, Thorpe and Klim.
Hi, Mum. Miss you.
A busy schedule for Susie O'Neill. The 200 butterfly heats this morning, plus the semi tonight, and the final of the 200 freestyle. Ken Sutcliffe, National 9 News.
One of the Romanian weightlifters expelled for failing a drug test has gone missing. Traian Cheherian, seen here on the right, refused to board a flight home. He handed in his Olympic accreditation and hasn't been seen since. The 1992 bronze medalist tested positive for steroids.
The trumpeted crackdown on Olympic ticket scalpers appears to be having little effect. Illegal operators are still selling tickets in broad daylight at venues, despite the threat of a $2,000 fine. SOCOG has urged spectators to buy only from official box offices. But there was no shortage of customers at Sydney's Central Railway Station this morning. An Olympic official from Uzbekistan has pleaded not guilty to trying to import 15 vials of human growth hormone through Sydney Airport. 45-year-old Sergei Voinov was granted bail and his case adjourned until September 25, 2 days before he's due to leave the country. If found guilty, he faces a maximum fine of $100,000 and 5 years jail.
A terrifying drama in Sydney's west this afternoon for a carload of Olympic workers and officials. The van was hijacked by 2 escapees on the run from a nearby jail.
The 2 prisoners escaped just before 4 o'clock, hijacking an Olympic vehicle which was transporting 2 Korean team officials. The Koreans were immediately thrown out of the Tarago. The driver and a pregnant SOCOG worker were ordered to drive off, but were released a short distance away. An ambulance was called to treat the pregnant woman. She was taken to Concord Hospital. The breakout sparked a large manhunt. The Tarago was found abandoned at Marrickville soon after the escape. Corrective Services says the escapees were minimum security prisoners. Scores of police and sniffer dogs converged on the Marrickville area. The prisoners, both in their green jail uniforms, were last seen on foot heading towards Sydenham Railway Station. It's understood the Korean officials were unhurt and are now back in the athletes' village. Simon Boda, National 9 News.
People in 6 Gold Coast townhouses were washed out of their homes today by a burst water main. A wall of water almost a metre high smashed down their doors and surged through their homes. The damage, about $500,000.
The water surged into Studio Village at Oxford around 2 this morning. A burst water main on the highway sent the torrent streaming through half a dozen units.
I heard a lot of noise. I thought it was hail, actually. I thought it was a thunderstorm or something. I got up and it was shin deep in water.
The SES assisted in an evacuation and switched off the power. Pets and residents scrambled to safety, but very little property escaped unscathed.
It's a mess in there now. It's probably about a foot deep all over. I'm not as bad as Stuart or John's, but it's, yeah, about a foot deep everywhere in there. So
just everything's gone, washed away, whoosh.
With the water turned off, it was time to clear the debris and mud from the units.
Carpet stuffs, there'll be a lot of washing to do, and walls, back doors gone. The garage door, as you can see, is buckled. I don't know what the car's like in there.
A tide mark about a metre high, testament to the volume of water that hit the units. The council has provided accommodation for those displaced by the flood. They won't be able to return until the building has been declared structurally sound. Steve Marshall, National 9 News.
Still to come, mauled meter reader pleads for a dog's life.
And who'll look after Tiger Lily?
Tonight, it's all coming out.
Don't touch the troll! That's what your mom used to say to your date.
Mimi has a thing for True.
My God, hundreds of pictures of you. She's in love with you. Take me now, my portly stallion.
It's a horny Arab Drew Carey. Tonight on Win.
Silly Solly's Big Brand Supermarket Specials. Pack of 4 Golden Circle fruit bites, $1.75. Pack of 24 ounce shaved, $4.95. And Paige fat-free dressing, $1.80. Don't miss them. The fat-free dressing, $1.80. The Arnott's pack of 24 shaved, $4.95. And pack of 4 Golden Circle fruit bites, $1.75.
Regardless of how and when your home was built, it's not a question of if, but when. With termites, the cards are stacked against you. For proven protection and control of termites, contact Creepy Crawly Pest Control on 1-800-8141-99.
Hey kids, join me down at KFC and get your very own Looney Tunes toy. Free with every chicken meal.
That's terrific! With Bugs, Daffy, Sylvester and Tweety to collect, the fun will never stop.
So for the secret to fun, follow me to KFC.
Hey, you need oil.
No way, this tastes heaps better.
But baby, it's slick. Grease peanut butter cooks me off a half of a mile. Grease peanut butter. So young to spread, so good to bread.
I like Kraft peanut butter best because it's never oily and never dry.
Pretty slick, huh?
Kraft peanut butter. Never oily, never dry.
What's life really like in today's army?
We have drivers, meteorologists, surveyors, computer technicians, vehicle mechanics.
All my qualifications are recognised for the rest of Australia. I used to be like a really shy little girl, whereas now I look at someone in the face and I say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is when I'm going to do it, and this is why.
Through the army, I've made friends who I'll have for a lifetime. I reckon even if I won lotto, I'd still be a soldier.
The Army. The Edge. Take the ride of a lifetime.
Excellent.
The Great Chase soon.
You're with National 9 News. The fire ban over southeast Queensland's been extended for 2 more weeks. It's likely the ban, which covers an area from Noosa to the border, will keep being renewed until there's good rain. Anyone lighting a fire faces a fine or 6 months in jail.
There's more trouble over the homeless shelter at Brisbane's New Farm Park. A car's been dumped at the site since late last week, but because it hadn't been reported stolen, it couldn't be towed away. Today, the City Council was given permission to remove the car after talking with the owner's wife. The homeless shelter could also face removal. Meetings are being held with concerned groups about the shelter's future when its 3-month trial is up.
The meter reader who was mauled by a dog at Ipswich yesterday holds no grudge against the Bull Terrier cross. She's asked the council not to destroy the dog, even though it tore a chunk out of her leg.
From her Ipswich hospital bed, 47-year-old grandmother Janice Murphy is surprisingly upbeat, considering her ordeal.
I was just looking at him thinking, get the hell away from me.
She's already survived a dozen dog bites in as many years in this line of work, but none this serious.
Didn't think it was so bad. And then when I put my sock down, I seen all my leg, most of my leg just come away with my socks.
An electricity meter reader, she was working at a home in Flinders View when the Bull Terrier cross charged after her as she ran out of the yard.
I was just outside and I just heard the lady screaming and looked over and the dog was basically on top of her and just full on having a go at her.
It then wandered back upstairs. Council officers were cautious as they tried to restrain him. It took 2 men and a wheelie bin. The dog reluctantly gave in and has now been locked up. The fate of the dog, however, remains uncertain. He'll remain here at the Ipswich Pound until council officers can interview the owners. Ms Murphy has suggested the dog should be secured better rather than have him destroyed.
Because I'm an animal person and I can't stand seeing that happen.
His future should be known tomorrow. Gillian Whiting, National 9 News.
In the sorry saga surrounding Paula Yates, now comes the ultimate irony. With her and former lover Michael Hutchins both dead, their 4-year-old daughter seems likely to be brought up by Bob Geldof, the other man in the tragic triangle of love and hate.
At the home where Paula Yates lived and died, floral tributes from family and friends. Among the flowers, lilies for the little girl who'd pleaded for her mother to wake up. Police have revealed it was 4-year-old Tiger Lily who found her mum's body slumped on a bed, the room littered with pills and empty bottles of vodka. They were vices Yates had turned to in the traumatic years which followed the death of her lover, Michael Hutchins, recently shopping for alcohol on a daily basis.
Whenever she come here, I mean, sometimes 2 times a day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, she used to buy a miniature, yeah, 2 bottles of miniature all the time.
A post-mortem failed to shed light on the cause of death and further tests are to be carried out. Police believe the absence of a suicide note suggests this tragedy was merely an accident, Paula Yates unwittingly consuming a lethal cocktail of drugs and alcohol in an attempt to deal with her depression. It's a theory widely supported, with neighbours adamant she would never have taken her own life.
I couldn't believe that anything like that would happen, because she wouldn't have left that child on her own in that flat.
And as friends returned to the house to gather Tiger Lily's possessions, her immediate future was being determined, with Yates's former husband, Sir Bob Geldof, awarded temporary custody. Damien Ryan, National 9 News.
One of the best-known residents of far north Queensland has died. 80-year-old Charlie the crocodile was found dead in his pen at Hartley's Creek Crocodile Farm. During his record 60 years in captivity, he was visited by thousands. The 4-metre-long croc was even awarded a certificate for his service to the community. Charlie had seemed healthy right up till he died on Sunday, but a post-mortem showed he had cancer. Sport now with Wally Lewis, our first judo medal in 36 years.
Gave our tally a real kick, Bruce, and it was won in difficult circumstances. That's next, plus Klim versus Popov and the Kathy Freeman Media Show.
On a current affair, the consumer shame file.
It's a form of blackmail.
Where a debt of just $5 can ruin your reputation.
Scary. It is scary, and it's very annoying.
And you can't do anything about it.
Look at the savings here, here, here and here. Savings galore. It's Franklin's Fresh and Big Fresh bonus pack sale. 2-litre Schweppes Cola, 2 for the price of 1. Yes, $2 for 2. Pork barbecue chops, $3.98 a kilo. Middle bacon rashers, $6.98 a kilo. And 4 kilo bags of pre-packed brushed potatoes, $3.98 a bag. Savings galore during the bonus pack sale at Franklin's Fresh and Big Fresh. Grocery specials also available at No Frills Village Fair.
Spring catalogue sale on now at Crazy Clark's. Lady swimsuits $12.95, giant water gun $12.99, aluminium scooter $69, garden pot with base $2, and a jumbo printed serving trays $2. But you better be quick. Spring catalogue sale on now at Crazy Clark's.
How do Omo high-performance tablets protect colours even in harsh conditions? Watch as Omo and a leading concentrator put to the test. The Omo washed fabric holds its colour, the other fades. This has been brand power for Omo high-performance tablets.
This is Amy Wilesmith from Queensland, a Pantene Great Healthy Hair Search winner.
I give my hair some pretty rough treatment. I'm outdoors a lot and found the product I was using just wasn't working. My hair was dry and limp. But with Pantene, it didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. It's healthy, shiny and full of body. And when I've got great hair, I hold my head up with confidence. I look and feel great.
Pantene, the power of great hair.
And it really does happen.
Spring catalogue sale on now at Crazy Clark's. Beach umbrella $8.99. Ladies bikinis $12.95. 25-litre esky $19.95. The savings just keep coming. Grip ball game $5. Giant super tank water gun $12.99. Water guns $2. Hurry, they won't last. Ladies swimsuits, any one of these just $12.95 each. And sarongs just $3.95. But you'd better be quick. Spring catalogue sale on now at Crazy Clark's.
Good evening. Members of our gold medal relay team returned to the Olympic pool today for the heats of the men's 100 metres freestyle. Michael Klim managed a morale-boosting win over Alexander Popov, while Chris Fiedler also stormed into tonight's semis.
The Formula One stars of the pool only idled this morning. Klim versus Popov. The Australian won the heat, the Russian third, also into the semis, Chris Fiedler. Ryan Mitchell and Regan Harrison both through to tonight's 200 breaststroke semi-finals. Going nowhere slowly, Equatorial Guinea's Eric Mossambani. With more courage than style, the lone swimmer in his heat of the 100 freestyle was cheered all the way home. A heart-stopping 7-6 win by the Australian women's water polo team over the highly regarded USA. The Aussies now into the semis. A sea of support on day one of the tennis, Fat Rafter advancing. Rowing and Kate Schluter and Rachel Taylor survived the late surge from the Germans to reach Saturday's final. Our women's double scull also into their final, while single sculler Gina Douglas is into the semis. Frustration for the Hockeyroos. After dominating against Spain, they had to settle for a 1-1 draw. Both our men's beach volleyball teams survived their sudden death matches. An animated Amanda Phillips finished 6th in the 63 kilo class, setting a new personal best and 2 Australian junior records. Our women's basketball team is on target to make the gold medal playoff, defeating Atlanta's silver medalist Brazil 81-70. And joy at last for Chinese gymnastics after being threatened with expulsion by the authorities back home for anything less than gold. The men's team last night delivered. Peter Overton, National 9 News.
A terrific boost for Australian judo, with Maria Peckley winning our first Olympic medal in the sport for 36 years. The 28-year-old, who moved here from Hungary 4 years ago, tore her cartilage in her first fight in the 57 kilo class and was carried off in tears, but managed to come back in her next 4 bouts to take out the bronze.
In front of the home crowd, it just lifted me up so much. Just stepping on the stage and hearing my name, it was great.
The last time an Australian won an Olympic judo medal was at Tokyo in 1964. And checking the medal tally on day 4, the United States on top with 6 gold, ahead of China, which collected gold today in the women's weightlifting. Gold at day 3 equestrian event has boosted Australia's collection to 14 medals. And 4 days after she lit the Olympic cauldron, Cathy Freeman is back in the spotlight. At the Aussie athletic team's last media conference before the track and field events begin on Friday, the world's reporters had eyes only for our top sprinter.
When you light the Olympic flame in front of 4 billion, you've got to expect a little attention. The press conference for our athletic stars turned into the Cathy Freeman show. The world's media has taken a shine to the girl from Mackay. 500 journalists, cameras galore, questions from every corner of the globe. Was lighting the cauldron a coup for Aborigines?
It's definitely a big boost to the Aboriginal community because, you know, it was historical, it was extremely significant, you know, it's a first.
And what of the pressure to beat rival Marie-José Perec in the 400 metres?
I'm just really, really determined to have a good time. I don't want this to be stressful. And meanwhile, yeah.
It wasn't all Cathy. Sprinter Matt Shervington determined he'll line up with the world's fastest.
From the very beginning, I've had the expectation of making the 100-metre final. You know, I've prepared for it, and I've prepared more professionally than I ever have to make that final.
Javelin thrower Louise Curry steadily overcoming a knee injury.
From today's session, very close to saying I'm an almost certain starter for the qualifying on the 29th.
And long jumper Peter Burge, one of the favourites for gold.
We're going to do pretty well in the long jump.
From the field to the track, and few can match it with US sprint champion Maurice Green. But put him behind the wheel of a Ferrari for a publicity stunt, and he's a slow learner.
Man, I be doing that all the time.
Fellow superstar Michael Johnson also has a taste for the finer things, literally right down to his 24-carat running shoes.
It's hot too.
Mark Burrows, National 9 News.
I'm sure the boots will be worth just as much gold as he's got in his collection. A champion athlete.
Thanks, Will. The stock market has taken another tumble, down almost 40 points. Qantas dived 10, Telstra below $6. Tech stocks Key Corp and Melbourne IT also down, but a surge by Evans Deakin. Our dollar still sliding against the greenback and the pound. John's next with the weather.
Then the bunny that glows in the dark.
Martin Sheen and Rob Lowe in the most explosive, touching and addictive television this year. The West Wing, soon to win.
Hurry in before they sell out. 1.25 litre soft drink, 79 cents. Tiffany biscuits, 50 cents. Pretzels, $2. Pack of 50 Mentos, $1. And don't forget, the big school holiday bargains, toys, jewellery, books, stationery, and the great new Caps and Girls jewellery for only $1.
How do Omo high-performance tablets protect colours even in harsh conditions? Watch as Omo and a leading concentrator put to the test. The Omo washed fabric holds its colour, the other fades. This has been brand power for Omo high-performance tablets.
to book. Can we go to Sizzler, please? You have a break. Dad can have a steak. Sis will have the chicken and I'll have the chips, please. Come on, Mum, don't be a tease. Can we go to Sizzler, please? Come on, Mum, don't be a tease. Can we go to Sizzler, please?
At last, a tricky meal made simple by Continental Rice Creations. This clever meal kit makes it easy to create your own risotto right at home, and the kids will love it. Just brown some chicken and mushroom, add the arborio rice, flavour mix, fresh veggies, then cover and simmer for 16 minutes. And voila, Continental Rice Creations, just brilliant.
5 women, 1 goal. They're looking for love.
If you can't be good at it.
Why do you think I'm still single?
Single girls, soon to win.
Good evening. Another warm, dry day with plenty of smoke haze around this morning in Brisbane. The winds were mostly light northerly, although they did pick up to around 15 kilometres an hour with the sea breeze this afternoon. Again, most of the state was dry as well. Hottest spot, Windora and Birdsville with 35 degrees. And here in the southeast, these warm winds certainly kept most temperatures above average. On the Gold Coast, cooling got us 17 to 23. Logan reached 28, Ipswich 32. Brisbane Airport had just 24 this morning, but it was warmer in the city, up to 27 degrees. Redcliffe had the benefit of the bay breeze. It'll cooler there with 25. Caboolture 30 and 24 on the Sunshine Coast. At the moment it's 21 degrees, 68% humidity. Let's see what the satellites have picked up as far as the cloud is concerned. There's the old picture. It's the usual thing. Very few clouds. What you can see, no rain associated with that. If we look at the chart, the warm northerly winds off the back of this area of high pressure, these lows moving in normally could bring some rain, but as they get towards the coast, it's very dry, so more highs coming in, bringing the same old story with dry days to come. Now the capital city forecasts. Perth and Adelaide will be fine tomorrow, becoming fine in Hobart as the day goes on. A few showers for Melbourne, Canberra and Sydney, both fine and sunny, and Darwin fine, mostly sunny, 33 degrees. The northern centres of Queensland will be sunny up there as well, although maybe a few brief showers further north. Cairns mostly fine, 28 degrees. It'll be fine in Townsville, brief shower for Mackay, but still mostly fine there. And then sunny and dry all the way down the coast, 28 for Rockhampton and about 27 degrees for Marlborough. Let's look at Moreton Bay. Mostly northwest winds at 10 to 15 knots, with afternoon northeast sea breezes at 15 to 20 knots. The highest seas will be 1.2 metres and offshore 1.8 metres. So Brisbane tomorrow it'll be fine again, but some smoke haze through the day and some early fog patches to look for. Light northwest winds and moderate afternoon sea breezes. Temperatures for the city 14 to 27. Ipswich 10 to 31. Toowoomba's fine and 12 to 28. It'll be fine on both the coasts. Temperatures for the Sunshine Coast 15 to 24, 16 to 23 for the Gold Coast. Now looking further ahead, the dry days will continue at this stage, 27 degrees on Thursday, and then after that maybe a little cooler on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. But as you can see from there, certainly no change. But these warm days certainly bringing the blooms out. I actually saw some jacarandas today.
Did you?
Yeah,
oh,
good time of year for that, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks, John.
All right.
Well, long before we had a 7-day forecast, long-range forecasting was the business of Lennox Walker. Mr Walker supplied vital weather information to farmers and graziers around Australia during a 42-year career that began at the Cromhurst Observatory at Beerwah. Lennox Walker has died on the Sunshine Coast from cancer. He was 75.
Finally tonight, an American artist claims to have had a rabbit genetically modified so that it glows in the dark. Eduardo Cac commissioned French scientists to splice genes from a fluorescent jellyfish into rabbit genes, creating a bunny that has a greenish tinge under special light.
When you transform another mammal or another form of life genetically, that in and of itself is not monstrous.
So far, the only picture of the rabbit, called Alba, is on Cac's website. Scientists are refusing to let the bunny out of the laboratory, fearing that if it escapes, it could freak out other wildlife.
It's not good for camouflage at night, is it?
That's how it is this Tuesday.
I'll be back for our Olympic special bulletin at 6. Good night.
Good night.